The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, has been suspended by the President of the country, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, following the outcry of Nigerians over the 585 limited fund. You're welcome to Bystanders at News 10 on Play TV, your number one super video program. It's a beautiful morning at the News 10, specifically Tuesday. We are saying thank you so much to the viewers watching us across the globe. All right, the DG of our Labour Party, talking about Doyin Okupe, has stormed the party. It's the latest development in the country. We have other stories reported this morning at the News 10. You're welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, quickly to the newspapers. We have the Punch. Can we have the Punch displayed on the screen? The Punch newspaper. Can we have it displayed on the screen? The Punch. Tinubu orders 2 trillion naira poverty relief funds probe. Edu faces Efcc today. Tinubu orders 2 trillion naira poverty relief funds probe. Edu faces Efcc today. So the Nation newspaper, what do we have on the front page of the Nation newspaper? Still on Betta Edu, the controversial fund scandal. Betta Edu faces Efcc grilling. That's what we have on the front page of the Nation newspaper. Betta Edu faces Efcc grilling. So first news, can we have first news displayed on the screen? First news newspaper. 585 million naira scandal. More troubles for Betta Edu as Efcc waits in. More trouble for the Humanitarian Affairs Minister as Efcc waits in. On to the next one. 37.1 billion naira fraud. Finally, Buhari's minister turns herself in at Efcc headquarters. Onto the next one. There below, the vanishes 4 Kogi monarchs. Yaya Bello deposes, vanishes 4 Kogi monarchs. Tinubu sacks FCC PC, BP bosses. Supreme Court upholds Governor Alia's election. Pope calls for global ban on surrogacy. On to the next one. This Nigeria. Do we have this Nigeria there? You better step aside. That's what we have on the front page of this Nigeria. Is it there? Please display it for the viewers to see. You better step aside. Tinubu suspends humanitarian affairs and poverty alleviation minister over 585 million scandal. Edu denied access to presidents in Asoro. The Efcc quizzes embattled minister today. Ndume Shehu Sani orders hail suspension. Unlawful detention, court awards 100 million damages to Emefiele for unlawful detention. Court awards 100 million damages to Emefiele. We detain him with valid court order, says Efcc. We detain him with a valid court order, says Efcc. All right, these are the stories on the front pages of these papers this morning. Let's quickly have our reviewers for more reviews. It's Vice Service Administration. Charles, you're welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Still talking about the controversial scandal by the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu. Of course, the President made a good move by suspending her yesterday. She tried entering into Asoro, which the security men
Have to stop
allowed
that.
her from accessing the villa. Now, would you call it a good move by the President after the outcries of Nigerians?
Well, good morning, Mr. Michael. To me, it's a very, very welcome development by Mr. President himself. You are the one they appointed, because those people are nothing but under your political appointee. They are your appointees. You appointed them as a ministers, and you are actually setting an example with them. To me, it's a welcome development. It doesn't end there. She has been suspended by Mr. President himself, but let it not only end there, because we have any crime that has been substantially putting on her head should actually work for the entire federation to see, for the entire nation to see. It's not at the end of the day you find out that whatever charges have been given to her, that these are the reasons why you are suspending her for corruption charges and other things. At the end of the day you find out that you have to scribe out those things. It's a welcome development by Mr. President. Nigeria is the only country where somebody can be arrested. After arresting such person, you don't go into analyzing or putting in place your evidence before getting someone arrested. If you go to most of these well-developed countries, you find out that they have to go into analysis, evidence, prove their evidence, bring down their evidence before they will get someone arrested. Policeman in Nigeria will arrest you. At the end of the day, you find out that it is only after arrest they will start looking for evidence on how to fight whatever they have claimed that is the reason why they have arrested you. To me, whatever move Bola Ahmed Tinubu have taken is a bold step, because you said it earlier that any of the ministers that is not working, I think before the inauguration, before you gave them into as you mounted you mounted those portfolios to almost everyone. You said to them that anybody that is not working, that this is what you do to him. Thank God, it's a welcome development, and every aspect of people that have been appointed by him should also take note.
Should we say that Edu is the first scapegoat in the administration of
do we have any other scapegoat apart from him? He's the first person. I think he's the first person we have been seeing. Aside from that, we have not seen anybody yet. And it's now a welcome call for most of these people to also sit. Even he himself, the president himself, should also sit well. Are you getting me? It's not all about the senator, the minister, the senator, other people that you have appointed as a minister. You yourself should sit well, because every Nigerians are watching.
All right, the DG of Labour Party Presidential Campaign Organization, Doni Okupe, has dumped the party and gave reasons for doing that. The statement to journalists on Monday, which cited ideological differences in post 2023 election as the basis for his departure from the party. Now, the question I'm asking you now is, what is left for Peter Obi? He's a strong person in Labour Party.
Well,
Just dumped the party.
Well, Mr. Michael, you know the kind of country we are in. I call them seasonal politicians because it only goes by season. It only goes by a winning party. But if you study political science very well, for those that study political science, we have three courses of political science: no permanent love, no permanent interest, and no permanent hatred. Definitely, when you say cross-carpeting, it's part of democracy, it's part of the political party itself. It's part of it. Nobody is stopping anybody from swapping from one political party to another. But what matters most is the political party that have brought into limelight. At the end of the day, you find out that most of these politicians, what they do is nothing but to dump that political party at the essence when that political party is actually in need of them. So to me, sometimes it's not a welcome development but in line, like I said, they are nothing but seasonal politicians. You don't blame most of them. Everybody in life wants to associate himself with where he or she could be. We find out that APC is a ruling party right now, and then almost everybody, you find out that everybody would like to go in line in affiliation with APC itself because of one fear or the other. Remember what one State House of Assembly member have once said in Plateau State, that because they are under APC, they have the Nigerian judiciary in their hands. Are you getting me? Why? You cannot say that when PDP are in power. You cannot open your mouth and say, because we are members of APC, we hold all the members of House of Assembly in our hands. Knowing fully well that you are not the member, you are not the political party in power. But because they know that these are the political party they have, this is the political party that is actually in power. This is the winning party for now, the ruling party for now. Definitely, this is why you have to come out and tell the whole world that they have the Nigerian judiciary in their hands. So definitely, cross-carpeting or dumping PDP or dumping Labour or any other political party, these are the functions of, I call them the functions of our politicians. They can dump people. Even the APC itself, assuming another party should come back and win election in 2027, you find out that most of these people that have cross-carpeted, that have moved from Labour Party, PDP, AMPP to different political, to APC, definitely they will have to come back because they really want to associate themselves with where their crimes, whatever they have, their vices, their menaces, every evil thing they have done will be covered. That is Nigerian politicians for you.
They are like prostitutes.
I call them political harlots. They are nothing but political harlots. They move from one place to another. That is politicians for you.
Now, away from that, the High Court in Abuja has ordered the anti-graft agency, as the Economic for Financial Crimes Commission, the Efcc, to pay the sum of 100 million naira fine to the former CBN governor, Godswill Emefiele, over long detention. The only thing is an infringement of fundamental human rights by detaining him in custody for a very long time.
Yes, we call that forced imprisonment in law. You forcefully, unlawfully imprison that young man. Whether you like it or not, whether if he has gone contrary to the rules and regulations governing the motherland, the law says itself that you do not have any right to hold someone for 24 hours without taking him to court. His fundamental human rights have been tempered upon. Freedom of speech, association, and forcefully imprisonment. We call it unlawful imprisonment. So definitely, whatever charges that have been meted by this court of appeal to whoever that is responsible for unlawful detention of Emefiele. Well, to me, it's actually a welcome development because we do not actually, in life, rule of law must be obeyed if actually we really want to forge ahead as a country. But you cannot just continue bringing in somebody just unlawfully, just to temper upon his fundamental human right. It is only in Nigeria that law is not working. If it actually where law is working, a Emefiele case, fundamental human right, his freedom of association have been tempered on. You cannot unlawfully go to a well-developed country and arrest somebody just like that. Are you getting me? Definitely, you have that's what you call criteria. There's some criteria you must have to follow. You don't just come in, arrest somebody, simply, the law assumes that everybody that said this person is a criminal, this person is a murderer, this person has murdered this person, the law assumes that, we call it assumption in law. The law assumes that everybody is innocent until proven otherwise by the court of law. So definitely, it is actually a welcome development. They should pay that it don't just come in anyhow, even if the person has gone contrary to the rule of the motherland. You don't just go contrary and start arresting people anywhere. You have to use your head because we in Nigeria, a lot of Nigerians are learned, so we know the law. Even the people that have traveled in and out of the country, they actually know the law. So you cannot just come in and temper upon the fundamental human right of a citizen, and you believe that the such person should fold his arms and do what? So that fine should be paid. So whatever fine that should be paid by the so-called anybody that was in charge of arrested the young man and forcefully imprisoned him, pay that fine of 100 million naira. But at the end of the day, if the law proves otherwise that Emefiele have gone contrary to the rules governing the motherland, fine. He can be what? Charged to whatever, a fine, or you bring out your evidence. It's not by arresting a young man, temporary, fundamental human right. That is why a well-developed country does not play with the fundamental human right of its citizens. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. All right, Lucky, good morning to you.
You eat by the sword, die by the sword. You kill by the sword, die with sword.
What do you mean by that?
If Emefiele steal money, should die by it. What concern me to this? All these politicians, they are all thieves.
What about the unlawful detention?
Which unlawful detention? Which unlawful detention? You see,
is it lawful?
Let me tell you, whether lawful or not lawful, once you commit an offense, let the law take place. To be frank, so the thing is that we don't have law in Nigeria here, and the police agency, they don't investigate before they do their work. That's the problem. You have to do your investigation before you do your work. Because I mean, see properly. You see somebody stealing money, even in Nigeria here, somebody will steal a bill, will be telling you he did not steal. So that's the problem. You don't have a law. If you have a law, I don't think all this will be happening. Because I mean, okay, why are they jailing all these common people? They just arrest them, yahoo, yahoo, yahoo. See them, they lock yahoo, jail, yahoo, yahoo. So these are the big people, they don't touch them. Like the one that just happened now, this Edu, they will cover it up. Efcc, because they don't want anything that will mess Tinubu government.
But Tinubu suspended that yesterday.
Yes, if you go to Efcc, I didn't know what happened. They will bury the case.
Currently, investigation going on.
I like that.
Yeah.
But can Efcc do the needful? That's the problem.
This is an open matter.
So that will not come and tell us that it's a mistake. Maybe we are trying to.
Yes, there shouldn't be a closer meeting over this issue.
Yeah, a lot of them have gone down. Emefiele today suing federal government. Are you not hearing? That 4 trillion. There was a revolution that came out. Say, 4 billion van, that Tinubu. Emefiele released that money. Have you had it? Okay. So that's why I see Emefiele now is free now, going up and down, free because he made sure.
How do you mean that?
Bully ban, don't forget bully ban. The last election. Yes, Emefiele was in charge at that time. The council of Emefiele raised something like that. Our Baba there, who transfer how many billion bully ban. So that's why I see everybody. He said, let me tell you, if you have money, you can do anything you like in this country and go free. I was telling you about Dangote that day. What happened now today? Are you hearing anything again? I'm telling you.
Now, the Betta Edu issue, is it a progress in the fight against corruption in the country?
If the only Efcc do their work. That work not supposed to pass 2 days or 3 days investigation and find out. If they find out that the woman did very wrong. But you see, let me tell you, not that I did very wrong. Which you said, listen, you have a company that was one of the board of directors before. That resigned 5 years ago. And your children are there, everybody's are there. Your sisters are, your husbands are there. Now you resigned 5 years ago. You now transfer 508 something billion. 500 something people's money. That is welfare money. That is palliative money that's supposed to get to us. You asked me that day, did I see 1 naira? I never seen nothing. And this woman transfer that money. That is just out of how many? I don't understand me. Ask other ministers, the same thing. You see, let me tell you, all this money they are burning, they are sharing it. It's God that just want to expose this government. They have been sharing it. Billions, you borrow money, you are sharing it. Look at the former minister, the same ministry, how many billions? I get me. So what is happening to our people? What is the problem? Now you said you are no more in that company anymore. Why did they transfer 500 or something million to that account? I get me. Your children are there, your fathers, everybody's are there in that company. There's no excuse. The man, the girl should be prosecuted. I don't understand me. And sack. Not even suspension, and it should be sacked immediately there. To serve example to the others. I'm telling you, that's the only way. There's no papa. And yes, the girl work for Tinubu. My pay is that the girl from outside, yes, outside, paying me. If they are following Tinubu, follow with genuine. That's what I mean. You don't disgrace our opportunity they gave to you.
Is President transparent enough on this issue? Transparent enough?
Yeah, but until we got the final decision, that's the way we can see whether transparent or not.
Even yesterday, the minister was denied access to Asoro.
You should know that. When that kind of thing happens, Tinubu is trying to make a government as a cent government, as somewhere. If it is you will not be happy now. You are trying to fight corruption. I get it. The whole world, they are not. Nigerians are not happy. And I said, what is going on? Nigerians are not happy. Now you still see somebody out of it trying to, to change. You would like that to see that person now. I don't understand me. You would like to see that, but I'm telling you, very beautiful woman. I look at the disgrace he brought upon himself and his family. Why don't you just take small? Just 500 something millions.
There are reports that the chief of staff, Betta Edu, is also fingered in this Betta Edu looted fund.
If they finger it, they will cover it up. If it's there, they will come. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing will happen. I'm telling you.
I have such reports.
A lot of them, not only a lot of them there. A lot of them. Don't forget that every minister return kickback to the presidency. Don't forget. Even for their party too. For their party. So that, you see, let me tell you, all this money they are pouring, all this billion you are hearing, is 2027 political campaign they are working for. Every minister will bring his own money. And you see, let me tell you, Tinubu should just sack that woman and let them prosper. That's the latest.
Now, let me just read a short story. I think I will go down the story and read it out.
Okay.
It's a lengthy story. Anyway, Edu has continued to remain in office because looting from the funds meant for the vulnerable people, because the chief of staff to the president, Betta, gives her protection. But Jabiamela blocked information about looting from reaching Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Insiders say Jabiamela is also a beneficiary of the 12 billion naira Edu has looted from the ministry in the last 6 months.
But let me give you an example. I am not defending him. Last month, that was last year, there was accusation. Some of these northerner accusing chief of staff of so bringing his people, most of the Yoruba, they say he's the one to not Tinubu. He put in most of the Yoruba. I don't know, somewhere they can accuse him just to frustrate him, But the only thing is that if his hand is there, this they will cover it, they will just cover it up. I get me, they will cover it up so that not to disgrace Jamiala, and the presidency.
Okay, now moving on to Lagos State. The governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has said that this year, 2024, is a year of law enforcement. I think that negotiations should be law-abiding at this time.
The man should not bring anything that will make people be angry.
You saw the drama between the Lagos State governor and military personnel. Yeah.
That is what I'm saying. That is not what we need now. Forget law. I'll tell you why.
This is second time.
I'll tell you why. They should forget law. Nigerians are not happy. We are not happy. I won't tell you that.
You forget law.
No, law. The law is there already. Let them purge themselves first. Baba Sanwo-Olu passed 3 days ago. He passed one way.
3 days ago.
Yes. A lady videoed them. Yes, and sent it out. That look, the president is prosecuting an army man. Now look at them. They're passing one way. They video it. Are you getting me? Now, what I'm saying, don't bring a law that people will be angry. We already, Nigeria is angry. We are not happy. This December that just passed, it's Christmas time, festival time, we just manage. No money. Are you getting me? Which law? You that is destroying houses, breaking houses, everything, that didn't follow the law. A computer village that been there for years. Look, if you want to expand, let Babajide Sanwo-Olu partner with Ogun State. That Ogun State have a lot of land. People like somewhere like Lambert, more wealthy, they are partner. Then you do investment there. Look, because it's already congested. Number one, let it start from the road first. You should maintain the road, the law. The law not tell you should do road. Most of the roads are bad. I get me. Look how bad road is everywhere. When somebody was there, was it like this? So many road people are shouting. Even the so-called party loyalty under APC. I saw some of them coming out to say, Baba Sanwo-Olu, not one way. Go and do. If you check, have you gone to Badagry Road? One side, they will walk it. You move just 2 minutes. The other side is bad. You go to the other side. Most of that area, one way. They fly one way. You put in car, vehicle, police, everybody there. Maybe that guy just opportune that very day. But the language you use as a governor, yeah, you have a lot to enforce law. Your father go and pay you a soldier, useless soldier. So they don't want to hear that. You can see a lot of revolution is coming out. The boss of that guy that he arrested, the boss came out and said, this, Sanwo-Olu. And the boy said, when they want to do their dirtiness, this is the cost soldier. It's true. You see, every pack, you see soldier coming 1 hour to go and collect money from them. They are using soldier to, all this pack, they use soldier. Are you getting me? So, hear the language. If you want to do dirty job, you call us to come and do it for you. Now you are now come. You see, Sanwo-Olu, what we need now is to make sure that provide. Look at now, you say population. What are we benefit? What is the Lagos massive benefit? Go to general hospital. Somebody died 2 days ago, a bricklayer. He fell from up. They went there. All I did, bring money, bring this. The guy couldn't get money, so they have to transfer it to Ogun State. And the guy died there. Why? And tomorrow, Sanwo-Olu will say, I bought $1 billion for general hospital for poor people. You can't access it in general hospital here. That's why people are going to private. So what is it giving the Lagosians? And you say, the population. What are you giving the Lagosians? What are you giving us? Law. Now, you know, now, too much of enforcement. Enforcing pay rent, pay this. What are we paying for Lagos State? Yes, security is quite well because everywhere is open, no bush. Where you do bad, they'll catch you. So, Sanwo-Olu should focus on road. And where is the Lagos rice? Did you see anyone? He promised. Like Ogun State governor, the same thing, all of them, they paid us a feather. They attend party, see them for party, burial, ceremony, wedding ceremony. Sanwo-Olu should do road. Look at the road. You saw it. For a whole, it's going to 8 years now. Look at the area. Everywhere is messed up. So many relay everywhere is messed up. You should focus on road. When you do something, people will respect it. Look at gutter everywhere there, everywhere. So you should focus on this area. Start doing this now. So not that if you enforce law, they should show example. This should be the example. Arresting that soldier is not the problem. Law the same thing. Both soldiers they break the law. Soldier break the law. You too break the law. All these bankers, they don't carry money. They break the law pass one way. I get it. So those are no light for street light to work. No light. God, I don't have light. I don't know why you have light. No light.
All right, okay. Are you aware that for the 2023 presidential election, Tinubu has done the Labour Party? And this morning before I commenced the program, some people said there will be more defection from the Labour Party to the All Progressive Congress. Which happens to be
You see, you know,
party.
though people say I shall man before now, party to party, I know him very well.
From PDP
To
Labour
PDP.
Party.
All of them are
And
still
Labour
coming back
Party
to PDP.
where now?
So I learned that according to him, he said it's time to move on.
Yeah.
It's time to move on.
Since the party failed to win the presidential election.
No, Obi tried. They too tried. All of them tried. Obi tried the first time of at least participating. Now, what I'm hearing that they are now putting pressure for Obi to join Atiku, for them to become, let Atiku become the president, while Obi become the vice president. I don't know whether it will happen. But for me, Atiku should go arrest. But if Obi coming and PDP, Labour, every match, I believe they will do something. 2027. But if they still use that, they are followed away. Obi want to contest, Atiku want to contest, APC will still win that race. They still have the G5, who are parading Wike 2 days ago. I watched him for life. The way he's talking, that G5 is still much alive. So for me, for Kugbe resigning, I will not know him. You don't have anything to offer. Only noise. Not do about time, big good of time. What do they do? Nothing. So I'm not bothered by him. The other thing is that Labour, when you have to function on that Labour, I don't think Labour will be able to function. They should all come together. That's the problem. Greediness of our people is too much. APC come together, and that's why they'll be able to win that 30. I don't know why it's difficult for Labour, Atiku, Obi to come together. Obi cannot win that election alone. Not possible. You should bring other party, national party. Let them join you. Then you present yourself 2027 with PDP. But if PDP can bring Obi, I believe PDP will try. But the only thing that Tinubu is not doing well. I won't lie, it's not doing well. Because Nigerians are not happy. If Tinubu do well, make Nigeria happy, Nigeria will vote for him. But if you don't do well, you should just back his load and go to whether body law or anywhere. We need something that will make us happy. So that Nigerians are so bitter. Thank you very much. God bless you. I'm watching me. God bless you. Thank you.
So how are you coming with your head now? I hope you have taken medication. Trying. Because I've heard you are not coming to this. It is well. But it's good to take care of yourself. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, Matthew, is this not the beginning of the collapse of the Labour Party? I mean, the exit of the former Director General of the Labour Party presidential campaign organization, Tony Okupe. His exit has brought so much talks in the party and outside our Labour Party. What's left for the Labour Party? No, actually, as an individual, you have the right of freedom of association. And just as he said, that because of ideology, he has decided to leave. You know, in Nigeria politics, not every politician have what it takes to be resilient. Some persons do not have what it takes to stand as opposition for a long time. Don't be surprised that in the nearest future or in a few days, weeks or months, as the case may be, you may see Edo Yokuba defecting to APC. It's possible. It's possible. So it may be because of stomach infrastructure. You know, it's not getting it from stomach infrastructure is a major factor among Nigerian politicians. So it may be because of stomach infrastructure. We have cited ideology, but I don't think there is any major issue in Labour Party that will make him to be citing ideology as reason for dumping Labour Party. Like I said, it is within his right to determine who he want to associate with, and he have done that. I don't think it's up to me to start questioning why he left Labour Party. All right, a quick reminder of Dunu Okupe. Okupe was in December 2023 convicted by the Federal High Court in Abuja after been prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for money laundering to the tune of 700 million naira. He was accused of illegally receiving money from the former National Security Advisor, Sambo Dasuki, from the funds meant for arms procurement. He was jailed for 2 years, but the judge placed an option of a fine of 13 million naira, which took and avoided time in prison. That's a quick reminder of that happened last year during the presidential election. And we faced a lot at that point in time. Now let's talk about the suspension of the minister for Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu. That's a hot talk in the country right now. Some people said that was a very good move by the president yesterday, the suspension of Betta Edu, and it will serve as deterrent to other ministers. Because don't forget that the president told his ministers he wanted that perform or be sacked. And this is an example. I said to, Lucky or Charles, that it seems that the first scapegoat to be seen in the cabinet of Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu is Betta Edu. How do you see it?
It didn't come without public outcry, but however I look at it, it's a welcome development. For me, I think the president merely acted because the public were actually on the neck of the government. It's a known fact that Nigerian politicians across board, whether APC, PDP, ABGA, name it, they are all corrupt. And once it's convenient for them to misappropriate funds, they don't waste time in doing it. Even as strong as the people made out to believe that Buhari was, the governors during his time collectively, apart from Rivers State and Jigawa State, mismanaged funds meant for local governments, according to Noga. So for me, we need a more holistic approach to corruption, anti-corruption fight. We need, because if the way it stands, those ones are, how do I put it now? Nothing will come out of it. At the end of the day, you see that nothing will come out of it. Look at, yesterday I was making an analysis. I say, federal government, even as the opportunity Mefile, the way and means borrowing of federal government under Buhari that contravene the law, the government is not interested in prosecuting or investigating it. Rather, they are interested in turning it into security. I mean, the way I mean borrowing. Go and look at what Obi said. How the government, even this government, is abusing the way I mean borrowing, that window provided by the Constitution. What the Constitution says is that you cannot borrow more than 5% of your earnings the previous year. And that you borrow this year, for instance, you must pay what you borrow before you are qualified by law to borrow another one. And as we speak, Muhammadu Buhari's government borrowed 22.something trillion naira. As we speak, this government sent a bill to National Assembly to securitization of 7.2 trillion out of the money we are talking about. The money that are supposed to question the borrowing. So if you accept for people who are not following the policy, people who are gullible, they are the ones that will just look at the face value of what the government is doing. They start applaud. Like I said it's a welcome development. There are people who are not going to the nitty-gritty of what is happening. They are the ones that will just jump at it and say the government is on top of the agreement when it comes to anti-corruption fight. I said do it holistically, irrespective of whose house is God. You find a mess with one thing, prosecute him, It cost send it to jail. Let it serve the jail term to act as a deterrent. You look at Jonathan's administration, areas you perceive that there is corruption, investigate. Even if it's Jonathan himself, once the court see that one of the anti-graft agencies establish any criminal case against him or criminal any misappropriation of fund, put him on trial. Prosecute him. If the court say he's guilty, let him go and serve jail term to serve a deterrent. Look at Buhari, do the same thing. Even an Obasanjo, do the same thing. Everybody will support you.
Right, can you hold it there? Can you drop the link on the comment section for people to call viewers to call in? Please. Very, very important. All right, if you continue.
So now that Betta Edu, Falana spoke, Nigerians on social media were, in fact, they were speaking seriously that the woman should be investigated, some say fired, and all manner of.
But Matthew, do you know, despite the outcries of Nigerians for the president to suspend her or for Betta Edu to be investigated, you know there are some Nigerians that are saying it's a plot to bring Edu down.
That is a business. It's a plot. Then who set the trap for her? How did he fall into the trap? That one is not an. Do what you know is against civil service rule. Why I cannot confidently say, because the investigation is going on, and until they conclude, though from all analysis people have been making, including Falana himself, transferring that money into a personal account of an individual, I think it's against civil service rule. I think that is where they get it wrong. Because even if you want to give money to the vulnerable, I say we don't have database. I say you cannot collect the account numbers of the beneficiaries of the recipients so that you can transfer into their various accounts directly. So what is the money in bulk doing in a personal account of an individual? So I don't know how she hoped to entangle herself, to lose herself from that already entanglement.
Now is the continued detention of Emefiele, the former civil governor.
No, he had been released.
We are talking about the detention, the unlawful detention.
Okay.
By a court, the 100 million naira fine.
No, I'm aware.
I
think it points to one thing, that we've been saying it all over the years, not under this administration. For close to 3 months. Sooner or later he was released. Efcc arrested him, and I think he went to court to enforce his fundamental human rights. At the point court said he should be released, the government or prosecuting agency or arrest agency flattered the court order. So I think it's on that basis that the court is saying pay him 100 million damages for that unlawful detention. But again, where impunity will reign is government do not normally obey court order even to pay such penalty. Even if the person goes back to court to ask court to issue a garnishing order. Garnishing order is an order compelling government to obey an existing court order that they have refused to obey. Even at that, federal government of Nigeria have been known to disobey orders of court, both garnishing order and others. So we need, that is why it's good that let our electoral system start working.
Should the anti-graft
No, I'm trying to.
pay that 100 million naira fine?
No, if they are not ready to pay, they should challenge it in court. Let them drag it to Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court say pay, they pay. If the Supreme Court say don't pay, they should not pay. It's not about my opinion. It's not about the opinion of anybody. That's how to run a democracy. EFCC has said we disagree with that judgment. The right thing to do is to appeal that judgment. You cannot disagree and stand and stay in your office and you live in disobedience of a court order with impunity. So if you are not appealing it, you comply with it. So that's why I see it. And Nigerian government have been known to flat court order. It's a very dangerous trend for democracy. It's a recipe for anarchy.
All right, thank you so much, Maxi. We appreciate you for coming on board.
Thank you for having me.
Michael, good morning to you. How you
Morning,
doing?
Adekunle Michael.
Welcome. How you doing?
How's your health now?
Yeah, getting better. Right.
You take care of yourself, bro.
All right, thank you so much. Let's quickly talk about the talk of the town. Of course, you know what the talk of the town is all about. The controversial Betta Edu. I think there's so much focus on that ministry, Ministry of Poverty Alleviation, Humanitarian Affairs, and the investigation is ongoing as regards the money allegedly looted. Let's keep it allegedly looted.
Yes.
The investigation is still going. But I know you're always very, very, very careful while discussing topical issues in the country. Now, do you think this will serve as a deterrent to others in Tinubu's cabinet?
Yeah, absolutely. That is the direction to go as a government that want to be seen to be serious. It's a new administration. Someone have been alleged to have had certain infractions as regards finances. The right thing is to get a proper investigation done. As soon as the person is found culpable, should be uh, arrested and prosecuted. And I think I'm in tune with what has been happening so far in terms of the suspension, so that will give room for a comprehensive investigation, uh, so that there won't be any form of interference if the person is still in office, which is in order. So the suspension for me is very much in order. It's been asked to meet the Efcc for further. So every of the investigation that is ongoing now for me is in order. But as soon as she's found culpable and every other person at that, be it in this administration or previous administration, uh, they should be properly prosecuted uh, in a law of competent jurisdiction, so that, as you said, or as we expect, it should be a kind of serve as a deterrent to others who may be having such intentions, who think being in government automatically translates into your hands in the treasury and all of that. So for me, I think so far the steps that have been taken is in order.
Why is it that there's always problem with that ministry? Why? You remember during Muhammad Buhari's administration too, the same thing. Why? Is it that there is so much fund to loot in that ministry or what? These are funds meant for the vulnerable.
Okay, let me shock you. It's not peculiar to that ministry, and that is the truth. So, it's only what we get to know, or what's got blown out, that sometimes we get to react to. The system, and I mean generally across ministries, agencies, and parastatals, the system is designed to be manipulated. The current system that we are having, people will always want to dip their hands into the treasury, because you allow people to have access to so much and less of accountability, and that is what makes every of our system vulnerable. So for me, I don't think it's peculiar to the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. If the satellite is being to virtually all ministries, you will see someone doing one financial misconduct or the other. So I don't think it's peculiar.
Now we have a comment here by celebrity chef Okele. Tinubu hands are stained with blood, tell him to resign. Or does that stop the president for doing the needful? when he finds out that this thing is wrong, or a particular situation is not going down well with Nigerians.
He said his hands are stained with blood. I think he should explain more to on that platform so that we can really.
And what I was trying to say is that the president is also corrupt, should resign.
Well, I am not aware that any court of competent jurisdiction has convicted him in the past. We have seen certain information that depletes corruption as regards the president, and that's the truth. Talk about probably his educational stuff, that were the discrepancies and all of that. But as so far, a court of competent jurisdiction has not really nailed him, as it were, whether before he became president or now that he's in the saddle. But be that as it may, if he perceives that any of his cabinet is corrupt, I think the onus is on him to do the needful, just as you said,
as the president
of the nation. Even though those the saying that if you want to come to equity, you must come with clean hands. He must also prove to be above board, and that is when the fight can be holistic. That is when the fight can be meaningful. The moment you're also seen to be stained, just as the person talked about, the drive to fight may be restrained somehow. So I think that is the angle the contributor is looking for.
And there are fears out there that the issue of Betta Edu might be swept under the carpet. Michael, do you see that way?
He wouldn't want to do that. I'm not his spokesperson, but everything exactly everything that he can do to win the hearts of Nigerians is on the table for him now. Knowing fully that probably some Nigerians or a lot of Nigerians are not pleased with him, especially if you look at so far, if you assess the government in the last couple of months that they've been in the game. So he cannot take that risk. I want to believe, I want to assume, he won't take that risk by sweeping any corrupt cases that is already in the public under the carpet. He wouldn't want to do that.
I would like you to see other scapegoats.
I think he has started.
Don't forget, he won them.
Exactly. So the moment things like this get to the public, if it's not in public, anything can still be done. That's the truth. But the moment such a thing gets to the public, you have embarrassed the government of the day. There was news that Betta even tried to see the president, and he wasn't.
30 minutes after the announcement,
he wasn't allowed to see the president. So the moment you embarrass the government, they want to distance themselves from you immediately, and to show the world that no, we are not in support of what is going on and all of that. So I want to believe that is the direction is likely to head. The moment any of his cabinet member messes up, I think the person have to face the music.
Is the exit of the former DG of Labour Party in the presidential 2020 presidential election a catastrophe to the party?
Okupe exited from Labour Party. For me, is not a surprise. Some of these guys are mere political jobbers. They go to where their interests can be protected. Don't forget, generally, political parties in this country, generally, I'm speaking generally now, the issue of ideology is lacking in most of our political parties. All we see around is people just follow where the money is. That is why as soon as a particular party gets to government, people begin to decamp into that party, irrespective of what party it is. So that tells you that people are only looking for where they can get their interests protected and all of that. So for me, Okupe's exit from Labour Party is not a surprise. expect to see more surprises or expect to see more exits and perhaps joining of another party entirely in future. So it's not strange.
And you said the major man leaving the party as well. Peter Obi.
That would be
the brand.
that would be news. That's the star boy of that party as we speak. So, well, I don't see it. I'm not saying it's not possible, but personally, I'm not seeing that happening. And I also have a word of advice to such parties now. The time to begin to uh, to to bring people together to begin to sell what you have is now. Don't wait until INEC declare that or put out timetable. The underground work to show that you are better off must start now.
Is it not too early?
It's not too early, my brother. I'm not talking about political rallies per se.
Okay.
But people must
Preparation ahead of
exactly
2027,
see
right?
even in other climes, that's what we call shadow governments. You don't just come out to condemn what the particular government is doing. You must tell the people what you would have done better if you are in the saddle. And I think that must be the spirit. Don't just come out intermittently to condemn what the government is doing. You must tell the people that if we were to be the one in government, this is how we are going to address this area. This is what we are going to sell yourself into the heart of the people even before the electioneering campaign starts.
If Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has told you that this year, 2024, is a year of law enforcement. Michael, you should be very, very careful. He said, year of law enforcement in all ramifications. He said it to the governor yesterday. He gave him an advice that he should go to Apapa to
Yes,
order
I
the
did.
truckers or the tanker drivers to vacate that exit.
Yes, I did, Michael.
Are we likely to see that happen?
I don't understand what the government meant by it's going to be a year of law enforcement. Have they been playing in the last 5 years as the government or as the governor and his team uh, been docile when it comes to enforcement before now? So I wonder what they've been doing.
The law was just enforced last week. The arrest of a military personnel, a soldier.
It's not a new law, and just as I said yesterday, that ought to have been done by one of the agencies that have that responsibility and not necessarily the governor himself. So I think he's just trying to say something. That's my view.
Just trying to say something.
Just trying to fill in the gap because I don't understand it's going to be a year of law enforcement. That is what you are there to do. That is what all agencies of government that have such responsibility should be doing. It should be their normal work. It shouldn't be what a governor need to. Just the way we have watchword in some ministries and all of that. At the beginning of the year is our year of this, our year of that. So the governor should just do his job and let all his agencies, all his parastatals get to work and make the state work.
A pleasure, my brother.
Hey, I'm fine. What's happening? Good morning, everybody. What is talking? What's happening in the neighborhood?
In the neighborhood?
Yes.
Of course, you know what's happening in the neighborhood.
They
Betta Edu is happening everywhere.
say the media has some stolen money somewhere.
Yeah,
See,
so
a woman stole money. Is it true?
Yeah.
They stole millions of naira.
Humanitarian Affairs Minister.
Okay, is it of recent or before? Recent.
Yeah.
And they should take him up. Take
She
her
has been
to
suspended by the president.
confirm, prosecute her, and restore those money. It's for us. We are hungry. All those people are criminals.
Diversion of public funds.
Imagine they're supposed to go to jail. How can we be hungry, suffering, and smiling, and some people are diverting billions of naira in their pocket? So I just like the government because if we allow government, they will keep that secret too. Because expose more of them, check their virus because most of their virus they are criminals. You can't put people that are not trustable in that kind of position. They will loot Nigeria. They are looting Nigeria millions of years. Let's stop this looting. Because Nigeria is too big for all those kind of stories. It's too early to hear those kind of stories. So one is detained, one is dismissed. You don't want to hear the thing, you want to hear this thing. You want to see EFCC drilling there and recovering the money for us. That's what I want from them.
Is the president's move a good one?
It's a good movement because if it's not a government, you can't hear the story because they will hide it. Because now he has given a sign to others to checkmate themselves. If you have any skeleton in your cupboard, you better open up before it's too late. Because we are watching. Because
You better adjust.
you adjust because now
And if
there is fire on the mountain.
if you're trying to loot,
You have to be careful because the government of yesterday,
Think
maybe
twice.
they are thinking twice. They don't want the same story because Nigeria is tired of the same story. We need a new story,
read a news story.
and that new story will benefit you and I. That's what we are looking for. Benefits
Are you
of the
aware?
government.
All right. Are you aware that Daniel Kupe has left the Labour Party? Are you aware?
It's not in where. He was a super head of the Labour Party now.
Yeah.
Why is he leaving? Because there is no money there
Now
anymore.
there is a general
Okay, I know that man from a long time was with Boss George.
presidential campaign
All those ones,
organization.
they are looking for where to suck milk. Their milk don't dry. They are hungry lions.
So there's no milk in Labour Party
Anymore. Before you know, before this month end, go and market. You will go and meet Jagaba.
Mm.
Without meeting Jagaba, your pocket dry up. Become an hungry lion, an enemy. So it's now moving out of Obi. Before you know, all of them will go.
Do you see Obi leaving the Labour Party as well?
Obi, let me tell you one thing, because Nigeria system now, according to what I'm seeing now with my eyes, because me, I used to see spirit. I used to see what will come in the future. We are going to have just one party in Nigeria. Because PDP now is the second. Now the line of PDP is Wike. And Wike is just putting one leg here. But the real party of Wike is Efcc. So anything can happen. This is Nigeria politician for you. That's why Jagabak were able to defeat all of them. Because he stand millions of years ago. He stand no shaking. So if you stand no shaking, one day you will reach what you are looking for. That is why he stand the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So everybody have to join the train. Whether you like it or not, you have to join the train and move us forward.
All right, thank you so much, Oluwawan. I appreciate you.
God bless you.
Yeah, welcome on the program. All right, viewers across the globe, we appreciate you for joining us today. Please, I won't be able to take the messages on the comment section for personal reasons. We need to go on to this program. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Tomorrow is another day. Bye for now.